Have you ever wondered why, despite all your care, your plants still look tired, your soil dries out too quickly, or pests seem to take over your garden beds? The truth is that most gardeners unknowingly sabotage their own hard work by using the wrong kind of mulch. Yes, mulch is supposed to help plants thrive, but if you're spreading the wrong material over your soil, it might be smothering your plants instead of feeding them. What your garden is secretly craving is not just any mulch. It's the right kind of living, nutrient-rich mulch that transforms soil from lifeless dust into a thriving ecosystem. Once you learn what your plants truly need, you'll never look at mulch the same way again. Many gardeners fall into the trap of thinking any mulch is better than none. But bark chips, dyed wood, and plastic covers do little to actually nourish the soil. In fact, most of these common mulches act like a barrier, trapping heat, repelling water, and preventing airflow. Some even leach chemicals that harm beneficial microbes. The result is soil that looks neat on the surface but stays poor, compacted, and starved underneath. Plants growing in this kind of environment struggle, develop shallow root systems, and never reach their full potential. What we should be aiming for is not just weed suppression or moisture control, but, a mulch that actively feeds the soil food web. Healthy soil isn't just dirt, it's alive. There are billions of microscopic workers, from bacteria to fungi, and they all play a role in unlocking nutrients and delivering them straight to plant roots. The right mulch, it feeds these organisms so they, in turn, feed your plants. Instead of acting like a dead blanket, living mulch becomes a buffet of slow-release nutrients. Think of it as building a partnership between your plants and the soil microbes. When this cycle begins, you'll notice a dramatic change: deeper green leaves, faster growth, richer blooms, and honestly, resilience against pests and disease. The best mulch isn't the one that just looks tidy on top of your soil. It's really the one that breaks down and integrates right into it. Your plants are, honestly, craving organic mulches that add carbon and nitrogen in balanced proportions. Shredded leaves, grass clippings, straw, and composted materials are just ideal because they mimic nature's own system. In a forest, leaves fall, branches decay, and organic matter slowly returns to the ground. That natural recycling process is, exactly what your garden needs. But there's one more secret ingredient most gardeners miss: a nutrient-charged microbial mulch tea that supercharges decomposition and actually feeds your soil at the microbial level. Alright folks, here's how to make a powerful mulch-activating solution that turns ordinary organic matter into a feast for your soil life. So, you will need a few things for this. Grab 2 cups of compost and make sure it's well-aged, rich, and crumbly. Then, get 2 tablespoons of unsulfured molasses and 1 tablespoon of seaweed extract or liquid kelp. Oh, and don't forget, you'll also need 5 liters of non-chlorinated water. Now, in a clean bucket, mix the water with the molasses and seaweed extract. Make sure to stir it well until it's fully dissolved. Next, add the compost and give it another good stir. Let this mixture sit for about 24 hours in a warm place, and remember to stir it occasionally to keep the oxygen moving through. Do not let it sit for more than 36 hours, as the microbes will start to lose activity. Once brewed, pour the mixture directly over your organic mulch layer or use it as a foliar spray. This formula jump-starts the decomposition of your mulch while multiplying beneficial microbes that deliver nutrients straight to your plant's roots. You'll notice the difference within weeks. Mulch that usually sits lifeless begins to break down into rich, dark humus, and your plants start responding with new vigor. Now, applying mulch is more than just dumping a pile around your plants. You'll want to spread organic mulch in a layer about 2 to 3 inches thick. If it's too thin, it won't retain enough moisture, and if it's too thick, it could suffocate the soil. Oh, and always keep mulch an inch or two away from plant stems and trunks to prevent rot. So, if you're using grass clippings, let them dry for a day before spreading to avoid matting. For shredded leaves, you might want to lightly mix them with a handful of compost before laying them down. This helps balance carbon and nitrogen for faster decomposition. After applying, make sure to water your mulch thoroughly to help it settle and begin integrating with the soil below. Then, once a month, drench it with the microbe-rich mulch tea. This keeps your mulch active, alive, and working as an extension of your soil instead of just a passive cover. Once you switch to feeding your soil with living mulch and microbial teas, the transformation is, well, undeniable. The soil becomes darker, looser, and just teeming with earthworms. And, your watering needs drop dramatically because humus-rich soil holds moisture like a sponge. Weeds are suppressed naturally, not just because of the mulch barrier, but because healthier plants outcompete them. Even pests become less of a problem. When plants are strong and soil life is balanced, invaders just find fewer opportunities to attack. Year after year, the benefits compound. Unlike synthetic fertilizers that deliver a quick hit and then vanish, living mulch builds a foundation that only gets stronger over time. Every season, your soil will be richer than the last, and your plants will reward you with healthier harvests, brighter blooms, and steady growth. So, you'll want to avoid bark nuggets, dyed mulch, or anything labeled as decorative. These products, well, they might look attractive for a little while, but honestly, they do nothing for your soil's health. In fact, they can even lock up nitrogen, which ends up making your plants hungry instead of well-nourished. And also steer clear of plastic sheets or rubber mulch. Those things just suffocate the soil and kill off all those beneficial organisms you really want to keep around. Your goal as a gardener should always be to bring more life into your soil, not less. The real gardening secret isn't about, expensive fertilizers or overly complicated systems. It's really about understanding that plants don't just grow in soil, they grow in ecosystems. Mulch isn't just decoration, it's actually food for that ecosystem. When you choose the right mulch and pair it with microbial teas, you create a living, breathing foundation that takes your gardening to the next level. So, if your plants could speak, they wouldn't be asking for wood chips or plastic mats. They'd be begging for a living layer of organic mulch and the microbial boost that makes it come alive. Give your soil what it craves, and it will reward you with abundance you never thought possible. If this guide has been helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button on the Master Gardener channel and share this video with fellow gardeners who might still be using the wrong mulch. Together we can grow smarter, healthier gardens, one bed at a time.